everybody, to another version of Up Next, the podcast where we tell you who's up next in youth sports. We're dealing with basketball, as is often the case. We got a very special guest today, but first, of course, I'm Jamal Murphy, and I got my co-host extraordinaire Khalid Green in the house. What's up, man?
Peace, man. Just happy to be up here with one of the top shooters in the country, man. Who knows where he's going? He knows where he might be going, but we'll learn some more about him today.
That's right. That's right. We got, he has time. I don't want to put too much pressure on him. He's only 2025, so he's got a year or so to go. But we are joined by a very special guest, class of 2025, Preston Fowler, currently at Brewster Academy, plays for the New Heights Lightning, has a lot of schools on his back, from what I hear. Preston, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So let's get into it. Just you're obviously hot on the market in terms of recruitment right now. But tell us how it all started. When was it that you started this basketball journey? Like how young were you when you started playing? And then at what age did you feel like I could be special at this game?
Well, I started when I was really young, so my parents actually had a story. I wouldn't be able to stand without holding a basketball, so it's been ever since I was young. And then I really started to get really serious about basketball when I was in like the seventh grade. I just stopped playing every other sport and focused on basketball because I thought I could be really good. And that's when I started playing AAU in the seventh grade.
Mm. Did basketball come to you naturally? Was it like from the start you knew you had the talent, or did you have to work on it early on?
I would say when I was younger, uh, I would say the talent was there, but I still had to work like a lot harder when I was growing up because I was bigger than most of the kids when I was growing up. So that was like the only part. But other than that, like all the other aspects of my game, I had to work on.
Mm.
Preston, I saw you. Obviously, we're in the same program, but um, what I didn't know about you, what I heard about you, is that you're a good shooter. What
Yeah,
I didn't know about you is that you're a big time competitor. And I saw that against when you guys played Strive for Greatness. It was a big platform, and you really took center stage. Like, where does that competitiveness come from?
I would just say it just comes from the heart because I always want to win. I want to win every game I play, obviously, but I would say just going out there giving 100% every time you play.
What people, like you said, you started getting serious in the seventh grade. What people do you think have been most influential in your growth since then?
I would just say my dad has been the most like pushing me because he doesn't like push me way too hard, but he helps me with my ball handling. He drives me to all my workouts, stuff like that.
Does he have a basketball background?
Uh, Not really, but he is really athletic.
Uh huh.
And out of like what do you consider your weaknesses that you have to work on? And I think shooting is one of your strengths, but what's another strength that people should know about you?
I would just say toughness. I just try to play as hard as I can every game. I try to get every single rebound possible. If I see the ball going off the rim, I go up and get it. So
Yeah, people sleep on us light skinned, brown skinned dudes, man. But the toughness is there. Don't get it twisted. All
All right. Yeah, I hear that. I hear that.
right.
Uh, the summer time is always big, for basketball. Obviously, you had a very big summer at Peach Jam in particular. Um, what did you take from that? Like, how do you think your summer went? And what were you going into the summer? What were you trying to accomplish? And what do you think you did accomplish?
I would just say going into the summer, obviously I was trying to win Peace Jam, but I was also made a personal goal to get like college interest because I haven't previously heard from any colleges before the before the call day.
Hmm.
So on that day, I got like four offers, and then after that, going into like Peace Jam, I got 10 more.
Oh wow. So who have you heard from, school wise?
Uh, Well, offers, I have the top ones. I have Wake Forest, Oklahoma State, and Penn State. Those are the three Power Five. And then other schools I've heard from: Villanova, Oklahoma, Notre Dame, Xavier, Providence, St. John's, and Georgetown and Marquette.
All right. Well, you got some power sixes in basketball for sure. Don't sleep on the Big East Conference. You know what I'm saying? That's
Yeah,
that's the conference I grew up on, man. Don't hurt me like that.
yeah.
Kyle Neptune, you better stop playing. Better come get this boy. Villanova.
What schools have been the most active in terms of reaching out to you? Like who reached out to you first, and what schools are the ones that really hit you up?
The schools that have really hit me up, I would say Wake Forest. They saw me down at Philly Live with my old high school. They've reached out to me a bunch. They reach out to me all the time. I'm actually going on a visit there next week.
And as far as schools, what do you look for? I mean, you sound like an intelligent kid. What do you look for? Not just on the court, but academically, socially. Like, what are you looking for in a school?
I would just look for people to like push me to my best abilities, like teach me anything I can that I don't have already.
Preston, what's the biggest difference? You at a prep school now, big time prep school. What's the biggest difference between playing where you were in your high school for the last couple of years and where you are now, Brewster?
I would just say the level of competition. That's one of the reasons I switched over because playing against guys that like don't really have that many D1 offers versus everybody on the team having D1 offers and everybody I'm playing against maybe being a potential NBA pick. So I would say that's a big part in it.
Have you guys have started practice already at Brewster?
No,
No,
we
not yet.
until October.
Okay. So let's say from the end of Peace Jam to now, what's been, like you said, you started to get all this attention from schools. From the end of Peace Jam to now, what's been like your regimen, your workout regimen? What have you tried to improve on going into this school year?
I've just tried to improve my ball handling because I'm not usually the one on the team to be handling the ball 24/7. So I'm trying to be one of the main guys. So I just work on my ball handling. That's the only other piece that I need.
And out of guys that you watch in the NBA, who is somebody that you try to resemble your game after?
I would say like KD shooting and Giannis is like playing hard because he's like a really good competitor, and and KD he just shoots the ball and he knows how to score the ball.
And how would you describe your game as it is right now? No, if someone who hasn't seen you play.
I would just say like I'm a versatile shooter because I could like do a little bit of everything. I could shoot the ball, I could dunk, I could pretty much, I could play defense too. So I grab the rebounds too.
And last for me, how old are you now?
I'm 17.
So you're 17. Let's say in 5 years you'll be 22, right? 5 years from now, the 17-year-old Preston Fowler, where do you see yourself at age? Where do you see yourself being at age 22?
I
And what
mean,
what are you gonna be doing at that time?
hopefully the NBA. The NBA is always the goal. So
Hmm.
I just want to play basketball.
Nah, good stuff.
And when you were, I got to hear this one. When you were on your way to the strive for greatness game, and when you were on your way to the Cooper Flag game, what was on your playlist?
I was listening to SZA.
Okay, you listen to Scissor?
Yeah, I like the slowed down music. I don't like all the fast drill stuff.
Okay,
Uh,
okay.
well, it allows you to just get focused, I guess.
Yeah,
The slower music.
yeah,
Okay, I gotta try that, man. I haven't tried that, man. You know what I mean?
yeah.
I got a 2-on-2 tomorrow. I'm gonna see if that works. All right.
All right.
Be careful. Don't hurt nothing, man. Don't hurt nothing.
Right.
Don't, don't pull the Achilles. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely not.
No doubt. Well, yo, thanks a lot, man. Thanks a lot for joining us. This has of course been Preston Fowler, Brewster Academy, New Heights Lightning. Got all kind of schools going after him, including Penn State, Wake Forest, Villanova, et cetera, et cetera. Watch out for his game. He's improving every year. We'll be watching you, and good luck with everything, man.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Thank
All
you,
right.
Press. Peace.
See you.
All right. That was a good one. Um, Preston Fowler, you saw a lot of him at New Heights. What about his game do you like, and where do you see him progressing as the years go on?
I like the fact that he could straight up shoot the ball. Like his
Hmm.
range is for real. What I didn't know about him, which I mentioned earlier, he's a competitor. So when the lights are bright, he's going to show up. And that's something I always credit big time players for.
Hmm.
They don't run from the lights, and he embraces it. He will take the big shots, and he's probably he seems like a very low maintenance kid off the court, which is what more college coaches are looking for nowadays. So he's going to be a great pickup for anybody that manages to get him on campus.
He's of course, like we said, he's going to Brewster Academy, big time prep school. He's from Connecticut originally, I think.
Mhm.
So, but I want to ask you, man. We got this past summer, especially, man. The New York City players seemed like there was a mass exodus to prep schools or wherever. Tell me what your thoughts on that. I mean, you're an NYC stalwart. Bishop Lachlan. You've been around. You've seen it all. What do you
Yeah,
think about the current state of New York City basketball right now?
I mean, it shows that there's obviously a market of talent that people all over love, you know. So I think to give credit to New York, the talent is still here. The talent is going to keep coming, but the problem is I don't think we have the facilities anymore, nor the bulk of coaches we need to keep the kids here at the rate that we need to. There's all types of, there's IMG that pretty much has it all at their facility. This is not breaking news, but I'm gonna break the news. I'm now at OTE,
Mm,
Overtime Elite, and we have a plethora of things to offer kids that are elite at a high level and want to play. And there's other institutions, and then there's the G League Ignite. So
right.
there's so much going on that, and unfortunately, I say now like the high school, New York City, and not just New York City, but high schools in inner cities now are like the new JV. You know, at a certain point, an elite player more than likely is going to graduate and want more after being exposed to more, being exposed to more on the national scene. They
Yeah.
see things and they're around things, and after a while, they want more of that because they know their competition is getting some of that. And it's a competitive field, and nobody wants to be left behind, and that's just what it is. So, um, you know, if anything, we need to put more money into some of these institutions that are here in New York and provide more for these young men and young ladies.
Yeah. So almost like we shouldn't. Like you said, it's not just NYC. It's all over, and we probably shouldn't even look at it as a bad thing, right? I mean, it's just kids wanting to, the type, the high level kids are now taking it nationally or even internationally. Um,
Listen, it's as simple as this. If there is a talent that is a singer
right.
at a school at a certain point, and she's blowing everybody away in church, and she's, people think she's the next Whitney Houston. Somebody's going to take notice that loves her and cares for her and try to get her in a better situation where she can magnify her talent. And usually that means putting her around people that are experts. And that's all this is. These kids want to be around more professional environments if they think they're going to be professional.
Yeah, and like you
And
said, the facilities gives kids an opportunity. They can wake up in the morning and work out at a top notch facility. Stuff
fact,
like that.
twice
So
a day, they
yeah,
come with nutritionists. They
Right.
come with trainers.
Right.
They come with modern day weight rooms that NBA players are using. Like,
Hmm.
so this is not anything to sneeze at. So if anything, the competition, the institutional competition needs to be raised more than anything. And
Right.
that comes from some of the, principals and, anybody that's in charge of these schools nowadays. Take heed because you're going to keep losing talent.
Yeah, and I don't even think you can compete, really. I mean, the budgets, the city
Right,
budgets, the
right.
state budgets, you can't compete with these programs who are straight up, able to provide like you said. I was thinking college campus, but it's like NBA level
NBA
facility.
level. I mean,
So,
overtime elite facility is an NBA level facility. I worked
mm,
in the NBA for 9 years, and I was in, the Brooklyn Nets had probably the best facility, if not top five in the whole country as far as NBA franchises. And I'm telling you straight up, OTE's facility is up there, if not better than the Nets facility. So this is what these kids are watching. This is what these kids are hearing about when their other teammates go and play. And this is the landscape as it is.
yeah, man. So I'm sure we'll talk about this topic and related topics as we move on in later episodes. But this was great. Preston Fowler, thanks again for joining us. Keep an eye out for him. He's already being recruited by everybody. And whoever's not will jump in, I'm sure, at the last minute. Thanks to all the listeners for listening. Stick with us. We're back at it again. Subscribe to the podcast wherever you get your podcasts. Check us out on social media at Up Next Pod on Instagram, at Up Next _ pod on Twitter or X. I think they're calling it X now,
Yeah,
not
X.
Twitter. X. And of course, subscribe to the YouTube channel, Up Next Pod, Up Next Podcast, and you'll see all the video of the kids that we're interviewing.
Yep.
You know
And
what I'm saying?
go purchase the book, Free
Yes.
Game, and go to my Instagram page, freegame.7. But you can purchase Free Game up on Amazon. And we'll be back next week, right, Jay?
Yeah, yeah. We'll be back next week with another guest either you've heard of or you need to hear of. So stay locked
Facts.
in.
Up next.
All right. See you.
Peace.